So a couple of weeks back at WWDC, Apple unveiled iOS 12, an update where they said they're doubling down on performance, and an update that can supposedly make an older phone like the iPhone 6 Plus load apps up to 40% faster under normal conditions and up to 2 times faster while under load. And while Apple isn't necessarily promising these same type of numbers when it comes to their newer phones, they did say that iOS 12 will bring performance improvements across their entire lineup. So today, we have a pretty interesting speed test. We have iOS 12 Beta 2 installed on the iPhone 10, where it'll go up against its biggest competitor in the Galaxy S9 Plus to see if it can redeem itself after losing to it in a speed test earlier this year. Now, of course, this is beta software on the iPhone, okay? So things can easily change by the time Apple officially rolls out iOS 12, but at the very least, this test may just give us an idea as to what we can expect. So let's get right into it. Alright, we'll kick things off by starting the stopwatches on each phone and then immediately jumping into Facebook, where the Galaxy S9 Plus is able to get the step over the iPhone 10 and maintain its lead going through Starbucks. Moving on to Microsoft Word, we're loading the same massive 500-page documents on each phone, where the iPhone 10 is able to finish loading it at a faster rate, wiping out the Galaxy S9's early lead as both phones finish up with Excel and move on to the second row, where neither phone is able to get any kind of separation through the camera app. Let's see if there's a difference here in Snapseed, with both phones editing the selfie that they just took by adding the same exact filter. And looks like the iPhone 10 was actually able to export that photo at a faster rate. Let's see if we can do the same while editing this short video clip here in Lapsits. And no, it seems like the Snapdragon 845 in the S9 Plus is going toe-to-toe with the A11 Bionic chip in the iPhone, with both phones rendering that time-lapse in roughly the same amount of time. Moving on to the browser test, we're performing the same Google Trends search on each phone, where the iPhone 10 just blazes through it while the S9 Plus stutters a bit with loading the chart, allowing the iPhone 10 to gain the biggest lead we've seen so far here in this speed test, with it pulling almost a full app ahead of the S9. But of course, the S9 Plus still has plenty of time to make a comeback, with not only a handful of apps remaining here in the first lap, but the entire second lap left to go, where I'm curious to see whether or not iOS 12 beta makes a difference when it comes to RAM management, because as any of you who've been following our speed tests know, the iPhone has typically done really well here in the first lap, but has struggled in this second lap ever since iOS 11 seems to have messed things up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but it is worth noting that since we are using much more intensive apps this time around, the second lap is going to be more challenging than ever. So there's no guarantee that the S9 Plus will be able to keep all of the apps open either. Nonetheless, the iPhone 10 has officially pulled a full app ahead as it finishes up with targets and clocks in a time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds, with the S9 Plus making up some ground coming in just 3 seconds later. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for, has iOS 12 finally fixed RAM management? And so far, so good. The iPhone is even able to keep flip driving open, but it fails to keep Subway Surfers open. But thanks to the lead it was able to build up in the first lap, the iPhone 10 is still technically in this thing, with it being just a split second behind the S9 Plus. But heartbreaker, it fails to keep Snapseed fully ready to go, allowing the S9 Plus to pull ahead late here in the second lap, with the iPhone's failure to keep Excel open pretty much being the dagger, letting the Galaxy S9 cruise to the finish line with a time of 3 minutes and 1 second, with us fast forwarding the iPhone 10 where it completed the test with a time of 3 minutes and 28 seconds, making the winner the Galaxy S9 Plus. Now, we ran this test over and over and over again, and the results here were consistent. However, we did get a different result when we ran this same test on iOS 12 Beta 1. You can check out that video on our Twitter profile, linked for you down below in the description. But outside of that, that is it for me in this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.